Now, those of you that follow the ZigWheels channel will know that last month TVS took me touring in Sri Lanka. And the perfect tool for that job would have been something like the RR 310, which I was really hoping for. But what I actually ended up with was a moped, the XL 100.
What?
I liked it, I enjoyed it, don't worry about it. I'm now finally here at the racetrack and I do get to ride the RR 310. And not just any old RR 310, the brand spanking new BS6 updated RR 310. I don't want to waste any more time yapping, so I'm going to get going. Whoa, Karthik, what are you doing here?
Remember Sri Lanka?
Yeah, what about it?
And a genuine motorcyclist with an open mind can enjoy himself on anything put underneath him.
What poetry! Except we said exactly that a month ago. Looks like he's got another punishment coming his way real soon.
It's punishment time.
Oh no, of all the days in the world, you can't pick today for my punishment. Please, please let me ride this bike. I'll do anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Brochure part.
What? Are you serious? Look, if reading the brochure is what allows me to get my hands on this bike, then strap in for the best brochure read of your life. Here goes. The 2020 RR 310. While you might not be able to tell, the design has remained unchanged. You still get the really sharp fascia up front with the twin LED headlights. You get the red frame. You get the very distinctive tail lamp at the rear. What really sets this apart now though is the titanium black paint scheme you're looking at. It's basically this matte grey finish surrounded by these gloss black panels, which gives you a dual tone color scheme, which makes the bike look very sporty.
Really sporty! Has he said that yet? Well, we're on a racetrack. When we talk about really sporty, we should be talking about the engine. And the RR 310, despite being BS6 compliant, hasn't lost out on horsepower or torque. This has got all the horses available even now. And it's only put on about 4 kilograms in terms of weight, which means performance is as good as ever. And if you're talking about rideability from low revs like I'm doing right about now, you'll see that here I am in 6th gear, under 4,000 RPM. Just open the gas and it trundles right on. But the real complaint that we had with the RR 310 wasn't its performance or its rideability. It was its vibrations.
For starters, the engine doesn't sound like something in it is broken. And for cruising,
Here I am sitting at about 110 kilometers an hour in 6th gear, which is about 7,000 RPM. And well, the handlebars are absolutely smooth. I'm now lean over at about 120. I can get a little bit of a buzz from the seat here, but the rest of it is absolutely clean. So even if you're gutting it on the track like this, the vibes will not be a bother anymore.
I headed to the pit lane to test it further.
How is it? What's it like?
Give me chai, man.
Chai! Great! When you're drinking, I can ride.
Chai.
Okay. Okay, here you go. Can I get a few laps in?
Chai I asked for, man.
It's hot water. You got a tea bag or something on you?
Oh, actually, this might work better. It's for the bike after all.
What do you mean?
Chai cup test, bro.
Really?
Go for it.
That seems really smooth.
Come on, bro.
It's barely moved.
How does it compare with the older bike?
Woo. On the older bike, the cup would have been like there. So how have they achieved this better refinement? Has anything changed in terms of hardware, mapping? What is it?
There is a change in the engine mounting points, and there are some changes to the internals as well, which TVS has not shared with us. But most importantly, they say it's because of the new electronics that manage the engine.
Different electronics had got Brochure Boy excited.
This fancy TFT color screen you get here. It's got a whole bunch of features. After you're done with your ride, you can get off and see where you've been, what you've done. It allows you to hook up your phone, you can control your music, a bunch of stuff, accept and reject phone calls. So it shows you a bunch of information. You get stuff like lap times, 0 to 60 timers, your gear position, acceleration, a whole lot of stuff. It's also customizable, and when you hook it up to your phone, it gives you a lot more info. It basically turns your phone into like this auxiliary dashboard. But you know what? The best feature is you can go through the 4 riding modes from this screen. So what are they like? Do they feel different?
I'll be back. Hang on to this.
Come on, not again. The modes on offer are Urban, Rain, Sport and Track, which you can change easily even on the move using the new controls called control cubes, basically revised left-hand side switchgear. Simply use the up switch to toggle between ride modes, roll off the gas and the mode is selected for you. Quick and easy.
Riding modes.
Yep.
Well, now you can fire away. What do you
So,
want to know?
do they feel any different?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, how much of a difference?
There are basically 2 modes for the engine, which is basically controlling your throttle and your power.
Right.
You have your low mode, which is applicable for rain, and urban mode.
This low power mode caps power to 28 PS, limits torque to 25 Newton meters, and caps revs to 8,500 RPM. Top speed is also limited to 125 kph.
Wait. Does a 35 horsepower bike need a rain mode? I mean, come on.
So the argument is that it's not to cap power,
Right.
it's to increase usability. Which is why the rain and urban modes, which are meant for more commuting and everyday use,
Yeah.
you get actually a better hit of torque at lower RPMs. So you don't have to stress the engine out, you don't have to work that much on the motorcycle.
Right.
And interestingly, of course, for sport and track,
Yep.
you get more punch at higher RPMs.
So even though the RR310 0 to 60 time is unchanged, we think it will be faster to 100 than before. We got closer to the 160 kph claimed top speed more easily than before. Early 150s were seen all the time.
The full form that Karthik doesn't know is glide through technology. And this feature should be handy in everyday use, especially in city traffic. Okay, but what about ABS? Do the modes make any difference to ABS?
Exactly. So you have different modes for the ABS as well, and that was one of our complaints with the older RR310, which was out on track. We really had to put in a lot of effort in terms of braking out here on the track.
Right.
So a lot of effort and didn't feel great. Now in track mode, you can brake late. It's still not great in terms of feel,
Okay.
but it's doing the job. And if you switch down to even sport mode,
Right.
suddenly you realize how much earlier the ABS is intervening
Yeah.
to just keep things a bit smoother. This is proving to be a really that much more exciting motorcycle for me to ride out on the racetrack.
But you know what else makes it more exciting? They've given it these sticky new tires, the Michelin Road 5. What are they like?
W spec, right?
W spec. But mechanically, nothing's changed, right? I mean, the suspension, the braking hardware, everything looks the same. So how different can it really feel?
Ooh, I better double check.
Oh, come on.
I'll be back, man.
Make it quick.
That is absolutely shining here on the RR310. Earlier also we said this was a great chassis for beginners, and it is still very enjoyable even for experts, but all the more so because now you have those grippier W-rated Michelin Road 5s. You can now dip into the ability of the motorcycle that much deeper. You can push harder right from the start, and that just makes it, well, so much more fun. And of course, it's all helped by the fact that the brakes, now with the track mode, you can brake harder, you can brake later without putting in as much effort. And aside from that, you also have the additional drive from the drive modes. The engine just feels so much peppier, even at high revs. So corner exits, you can exploit the chassis so much more. Check this out. And of course, there's GTT Plus. I don't know the full form anymore, but basically what it does is, instead of the engine dropping down to idle in the gears, it keeps it at a certain RPM so that you can cruise along at a decent speed, about 35 kph in 6th gear. Just think of it as a hacked version of cruise control. Just a really simple, handy version of cruise control.
So what else are you getting? Well, quality levels are impeccable, just as they always have been right from day one. And peace of mind is offered by a 5-year warranty package. And finally...
Whew. I'm done, man.
Finally.
Yeah.
So, what's the verdict?
Verdict? Well, I think it's fascinating what's happened with the RR310. Not just a BS6 update, clearly. The older RR310 was an admirable motorcycle.
Yeah.
Something that we enjoyed, appreciated for what all you could do on it. And what this motorcycle, the 2020 version, has done is made it better on every count. Whether it's everyday usability, for touring, because of its smoothness, the added modes, and out on track now, this just feels so much more at home. Of course, it could do with more ground clearance in terms of its pegs, because those ground out that much earlier now because of what you can do because of the tires.
Right.
But that's the point. You have the same design of the RR310. There's the red version and there's this version. The red version, yeah, it looks alright. But this feels special. And that's kind of how I feel about the RR310 BS4 and BS6. Right? So, yeah.
So, with bunch of updates, how much has the price gone up?
So the price is 2,40,000 now.
Ooh, that's a 16,000 rupee hike.
Yeah, but for everything that's packing, don't you think it's kind of justified?
Fair enough, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But it's now only 8,000 rupees less expensive than the KTM RC390, the BS6 KTM RC390.
Agreed. But for the first time, despite the horsepower difference and despite the obvious focus of the RC390,
Yeah.
this is good enough to make me hesitate
Really?
before picking between the two.
Please let me try it, come on.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Get a taste.
Finally! I'm gonna go gear up.
Remember, love your bike, no matter what, no matter where.